Welcome back to another Linleys video, and that's a different start, isn't it? Well, I am standing on All Cannings Longbarrow in the middle of Wiltshire, and Hedley Thorne is my guide today. I am led to believe, and he's given me an inkling of what is to come, that I'm going to enjoy a wonderful explore of the local area in very many of these little hilltops, and full of history, I believe.
Oh yes.
And I've had a bit of a summary, and I knew today was going to be special. We've got about I think about 10, 11 miles to go. Big circular tour, picking up some of the peaks and lots of history.
14. Various videos Tim has put. So this is the main entrance, looking sort of, and this is built in exactly the same style as a similar long barrow, which is a Neolithic barrow, which is up on the hill. So they've kind of mimicked the style of that.
Wow, this is amazing. So built in 2014, Hedley was just explaining to me, and I've seen some videos. Paul Whitewick and several other people I've followed have done some very good videos about some of the history with this long barrow. So just leaving the All Cannings area, we're heading, which is this hill next?
Clifford's Hill.
Clifford's Hill, that's right, yes. So Clifford's Hill is next. So you can see the long barrow, All Cannings long barrow, just nestled in the field there. What a beautiful setting. Oh, we're up a little bit, but we've got more to do. We've got, go on, lead me through this.
Okay. So we've got Clifford's Hill, which we're about
Clifford's
to
Hill,
climb. And then beyond that, you've got another bump, which is Rybury Camp.
And that's the old.
That's right. So that's an Iron Age hill fort, but it's built within a Neolithic enclosure, which is very old. And then the biggest bump on the left is Tan Hill. Now that's the second highest point in Wiltshire, the highest being Milk Hill over there by about 15 centimetres.
Rivalry between the landowners, I believe.
Oh yes, Tim and David. And down here in 2022, in that lovely, that hot dry summer we had, they uncovered a whole Roman settlement in this field down here.
The video I've seen.
Yes,
yes, of course.
Because there's a spring there as well. That's just
wow.
down here,
Yes.
Yeah, so that was I think it was Hidden Wiltshire that uncovered that.
Yeah. What I'll do is add, where videos are referenced in general, I'll add notes in the description below so you can look at those. I remember seeing that video. Yes. Fascinating.
Yes, absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. Hedley and I are just talking about the big reveal. He's building this up for me. Yes, actually. Oh, come on, I was going to be all dejected and looking disappointed, but no way. That's brilliant views.
Oh, it's not bad. We'll go to the edge.
do say fabulous a lot, beautiful, but it really is. So we've got Tan Hill. Can't see much of the earthworks around it from this view,
no.
not yet, but good from further down. And then there's kind of an easy, is it a ridge? It's
going to be a
we'll see some more views
ridge.
the other side.
Yeah.
And then Milk Hill to the right.
Yeah.
And some farmsteads and
Yeah.
fields of different colours.
I'm going to do some exploring beyond Milk Hill as well, and end up over there and walk us to Adam's Grave, which is kind of like
Adam's Grave with the little point, sort of pointy bit.
Yeah. And hopefully by then, well, we'll see whether David can join us or not, but if not, we'll give you a description.
I'm looking at a very old stone, a sarsen stone, and I've just learnt some of the history behind the idea of what a sarsen stone is. It's been here for millions of years, most likely, untouched by the need to sort of farm and develop this piece of land for agriculture. And this particular one has got some engravings, very, very special. Yeah, Tan Hill next.
Yes.
And we're just kind of, is this earthwork?
This is
earthwork, isn't it?
So this is Iron Age, the bit we're
Yeah,
on,
okay.
and the bit in the middle is Neolithic. So we've got to kind of scramble down here to those gates.
Iron Age, I mean, history abundant all around.
This whole area is saturated in history, and you're going to see probably the best bit of it at the top of Tan Hill.
There are so many peaks and high points around here. I am a sucker for a summit.
Yes.
If there's a high point to, kind of tick off and enjoy, I'm there if I can.
Once I get there, I'm okay.
Rybury Camp. Oh, you can just make out the ring. I'm not sure if it comes out on camera. The ring of the earthwork of the old encampment space there.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this tour.
Well, we're coming up to a rather special monument.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So we've got a bit of a dew pond here.
Yep.
And then the other side of it, you can just see the edge of it down there appearing, is Wansdyke.
Oh, the Wansdyke.
The Wansdyke.
Oh, the
yes.
Wansdyke. In fact, I can see some earthworks. Oh, yeah. I'm getting excited again. We are allegedly on the roof of Wiltshire.
Yes.
What a phrase. Well, that's
What
a
a
great
phrase.
thing, isn't it? The roof of Wiltshire. Tan Hill, one of the highest, or one of the highest?
Almost the highest.
Almost the highest point in Wiltshire.
That over there is the highest.
Yeah, Milk Hill.
15 centimetres in it.
He's just literally popped up over the top of Tan Hill here and he's disappeared. Just did a nice big sweeping arc over the brow for some reason. So perhaps some sort of pilot training mission, or I don't know. It wasn't an army helicopter, just a, I don't know, civilian, some sort of normal helicopter. This is the dew pond, which man-made but naturally fills with water and is good for the cattle, grazing cattle to drink. Although there's not a lot of water in it at the moment though. We're looking, this is north.
We're looking north here.
Yep.
So we come over the hill. We've got Silbury Hill down in the valley, and then you can't quite see it, but just to the north there you've got Avebury and Windmill Hill, and then those clumps of trees you can see there is the actual start of the Ridgeway National Trail.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of history you can see from up here.
Oh, stepping up. This is the Wansdyke. We've just seen like a cut through that was a manned crossing access route through. But this is now the main cut with the earthwork on the right, banked up, a cut and another earthwork on the left.
would have been a kingdom-wide effort to build it.
Oh, lots of sheep about as well.
Yeah.
We're walking along the kind of crest line of this earthwork, and just been trying to understand some of the history behind it. Come on, sheepies, out the way. If you've seen any of my videos from the trip that I did along Hadrian's Wall, you'll know why my head, I kind of first looked at this and thought, you know, kind of Roman-esque kind of age, so sort of 2,000 years ago, plus or minus, whatever. But no, apparently by modern technology, light testing soil.
Yeah.
What is that called?
Optical luminescence.
Optical luminescence. The historians are now kind of believing that this earthwork is perhaps around 600, perhaps as old as 750 AD. So way newer, still old, but way newer than kind of the Romanesque kind of time. This looks like another cut through.
It is, yeah.
So this would have been Crossdyke.
Yeah.
This would have been defended. Yeah.
Yep.
Another landmark, so clearly seen. Not sure you can see it on camera. Silbury Hill. It's just like a little earthy mound, but it's the largest man-made hill in Europe. So back to this very impressive earthwork, the Wansdyke. Now, the historians are kind of working on the premise that being not as old as perhaps the original ideas were, that it was like a county boundary between Mercia, which extends for miles obviously towards the north this way, and Wessex towards the south. And this sort of, well, I use the word loosely, county boundary, kind of demarks the line between Mercia and Wessex. So the lovely people of Wessex had all their trade routes established and using their paths and perhaps some of the rivers. And what they were finding was the equally lovely people of Mercia were using the similar sorts of routes and using their land, and the people of Wessex were getting a little bit twitchy about that. So what they decided was they would build a very fortified divide between the Kingdom of Mercia and the Kingdom of Wessex.
So immediately in front of us we have Knapp Hill, and behind we have Martinsell Hill. So David, this is a fascinating landscape. This is David Carson, and David has, your family's been here since when?
1888. My great-grandfather started farming here.
Wow. So you and your family over the generations have managed this land, and you know it intimately. So you therefore presumably know a lot about all the different historic features. So we've been up on a round barrow back up there on Milk Hill, but we're now looking at Adam's grave.
Yep.
And so what sort of age are we looking at for that?
Adam's grave is Neolithic, so we're talking, you know, round about 4,000 to 3,000 BC.
Wow.
So it's
looking at 6,000 plus.
6,000 years old.
That's
Yep.
incredible.
Yep.
And Knapp Hill over there. So we have, let me get this right. It's a Neolithic enclosure, right?
It's a causewayed enclosure.
Causewayed enclosure.
So you can see the ditches and banks with gaps in between.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily where people lived. It's more likely to be in a gathering place at certain times of the year, a safe place to keep your cattle, etc. And again, it's roughly contemporaneous with Adam's grave. Again, it's Neolithic in age.
So I've got a shot taken just now to show where we are in relation to the White Horse. Now the White Horse being over that way, so how old is that?
White Horse is comparatively a recent addition to this landscape, so it's 1812, and it was the idea of a tenant farmer of New College, Oxford, who owns all this New College, Oxford own all this land, and the tenant farmer thought he'd like a white horse, very fashionable at the time. The horses at Cherrell are broadly of the same period, and others in Wiltshire are around about that period. Some are earlier, some are later, and yeah, it was the thing to do. It was landscape architecture, I suppose, and yeah, he paid a chap to design the horse and do the work for him, but unfortunately he paid cash up front, and the bloke ran off with the money and left him a drawing.
Ah, so I mean the horse has to be looked after, so periodically it's scoured, isn't it?
Call it scouring, yes,
Scouring.
which is a very old fashioned word, but basically that means cleaning. What we have to do is, because the surface of the chalk erodes through natural process of frost and rain, etc., and sun, the chalk breaks up,
Yeah.
and if you didn't put new chalk on it, it would eventually become a concave figure, which would be a problem.
And the chalk is brought in from
We have to bring the chalk in from outside,
Yeah.
and we have to do it about once every 10 years on average. That's the
So how is the chalk brought?
So in the olden days, it used to be brought up by horse and cart, then it was brought up by tractor and trailer, but this downland is sublet to Natural England, and it's a triple SI, which means that you can't drive tractors and trailers across it where it runs into the grass, which is fair enough, but it left us with a problem. So the only way to solve the problem was to bring the chalk in, not on the ground, but over the ground.
Via helicopter?
Indeed, through the air.
Wow.
In underslung loads. So we've done that successfully for the last 40 years. We started in the 1980s with the Army Air Corps. We've had a civilian contractor helicopter, and more recently in 2019 the RAF came with a Chinook and huge underslung loads. But it's a fantastic practice for them, because
Yeah.
only about 2 weeks after they did the job here, they were up in Derbyshire dealing with that dam that was about to burst, if you remember, on the
Yes,
reservoir.
I remember on the
And if
news.
they don't do the training on steep slopes with heavy loads, then it makes it easier for them the more practice they have. So they were happy, we were happy, and we got a lovely clean white horse.
Thank you. So I think now we're going to probably head over to Adam's grave and just have a look at the view. And I know I've been up there several times. The views are astounding. So okay, let's go over there.
Yeah, white horse, brilliant. Oh, it's been a long time since I've been here. I did a family trip with my mum and dad, oh, so many years ago. Oh, wow. We're making our way from Adam's grave, that top there with the barrows. Didn't get to Knapp Hill, not quite. It's just that stretch too far, and the weather's turning slightly, hence the top. Just coming across the top of this lovely white horse. Here we go. So this is the head of the horse and its ears, and the little island marking an eye. Oh, lovely. Fantastic views around. So we've done some traipsing. We started way over yonder where the Longbarrow is, and came up and over that, which was Clifford's Hill, yeah, then Tan Hill, and then the Wansdyke. Can't quite see, can see where the alignment is. Wansdyke and around, that's Milk Hill. We haven't been there yet, have we?
No.
So where were we just now? We were just over round the other side.
At Adam's grave.
Beautiful, beautiful. Another fine collection of sarsen stones. We've just been talking about the collection of them here. Clearly they've been sort of brought together, but they would have been just on this landscape for thousands and thousands of years, just around and about, and probably in the more latter years just kind of brought together. There's no pattern of them, they're just kind of dragged together, I think. Lovely rolling countryside. So this is Milk Hill, not quite the summit. The summit is actually just the other side of the fence here. We can't get into that that area there with the top, but it's a really rounded top, and this is we're here really on the top, bar the last bit. Now on the left, Tan Hill, which is where we were before, just over there. Going back to that discussion earlier on about which is the highest, is it Milk Hill or Tan Hill? Very, very close indeed. Lovely. I feel like a Wiltshire wanderer named Warren. Oh dear. Yeah, that's really bad, isn't it? So we are standing on Clifford's Hill, which we saw, we've been around, kind of done a big lollipop shape round
Milk Hill.
Milk Hill, yeah, the cut round.
Yeah.
I didn't film the path down, but yeah.
And Adam's grave over on.
Oh, Adam's grave indeed, the further over. So Adam's grave and then back over Milk Hill. Oh yes. We've done some miles. We'll have done about 10 miles, I think. We're getting very near to the end of this wander in Wiltshire. Lovely. Hedley, thank you for a superb guided tour with all the facts and information that you've shared. I have learned a great deal.
Bit of an overload.
No, well, slight overload. Yes, actually, but good to digest and reflect on. Such heritage in terms of land use, remarkable. And it's easy to just not be aware of it unless you're informed.
It just looks like lovely rolling hills,
yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah. And of course we had David as well.
David Carson.
Lucky to have a few minutes with David.
Yeah.
So thank you, David, if you catch my video. So thank you, Hedley. Yes, indeed. I will add a few notes in the description below, because I made reference to a few sources of information and videos and bits. So what I think is appropriate, I'll stick in the notes. And if you have any suggestions or comments to make, please add your thoughts in the comments below, please. So from the wild and wicked Wiltshire, wonderful Wiltshire, Wessex,
Wiltshire.
thank you indeed again for watching, and bye for now.